Ruby, excellent start. Got some new Lord of the Rings card here with Bowmaster and Halfling. Wouldn't mind wheeling any of those, but mostly the Bowmasters. Alright, so now there is Tinker. Gets a little better when you have Mox. Pretty good combo to cost Tinker a turn early and have a cheap thing to sacrifice. I could also take Narset, maybe pick up a draw 7 through the breach, animate dead. I have seen some new toys for Tinker. There's a new 9-mana artifact that when it dies you get free freeze. That's a reasonable card to take. I'm gonna take Tinker here, and when you have Tinker, wouldn't mind picking up a mystical tutor or maybe be blue-black with some other tutors you can more reliably cast Tinker, but I think Tinker is powerful here. Okay, so there is Steam Vents for fixing if I want to be red. But as I said, I kind of wanted to lean either blue-black or red-blue, because red has more artifacts and artifact synergies. I think I'm just going to take Remand. It's always a decent card, and it can maybe protect Tinker. If you turn 5, you can Tinker and Remand your opponent's counterspell. Also, the fact that I don't know if Steam is going to be good because I don't know what colors I'm playing, but I know for a fact that Remand's going to be a good deck card in any blue deck. And here I'm clearly going to take Mana Vault. It's just a good card, and it's also fantastic with Tinker. You can turn 1 Mana Vault, turn 2 Tinker, and that is very nice. And it goes perfectly with any sort of artifact synergy cards. Like this is a fine card with like the Ready Scrap Savant. You can like ramp out the Ready, and then you can sacrifice the Mana Vault to the Ready's ability once you no longer have any use for Mana Vault. We'll see if we're gonna be blue-black or blue-red. I don't see myself being any other color. Maybe I could be like blue-green with Oko. Because Oko works with Tinker, you can create a food and then sacrifice the food. But I'm gonna have a hard time seeing myself being blue-white. Okay, there are some cards here. I can take Mere Battlesphere. It's not one of the best Tinker targets, but it's a fine one. And it's a card you can also ramp out with Mana Vault. Some decks can't beat Mere Battlesphere in a good way. Talisman is fine, but this is off color, so it doesn't really do much for me. I'm gonna take Mere Battlesphere just to have a good target for Tinker. And very hard castable. If you play this card, you basically can't lose on the ground because you're getting 5 bodies. And it's also very good against spot removal. And there are ways you can abuse this too if you absolutely have to. If you really need an extra, you can like Goblin Welder it into play. That's fine too. So as far as what colors I want to play, blue-red gives me more artifact synergies, whereas blue-black makes me more consistent in casting Tinker, if that's what I want to do. And then if I pick up like a Bolas' Citadel, I can also hardcast Bolas' Citadel. So I'm very much looking to be either red or black here, but blue is locked in at this point. Okay, some good cards here. There is Emry, which is pretty good in artifact deck, but I like Shelldock Isle. I just think it's a fantastic card, and it's a card that you can put some of your Tinker targets underneath. There was a Fact or Fiction in an earlier pick, and I would love to wield that. That would make Shelldock even better. But yeah, Shelldock is just a very good card, and I kind of prefer to taking a good land or a good spell because you can get to 23 playables pretty easily in cube, whereas the lands you may not have enough. Oh, Hard Evidence, a new addition. I kind of like it here. It's a cheap card that creates a good blocker. And you can sacrifice the clue to Tinker. And you can do other stuff with the artifact as well. So I love this addition. I think it's a very good card as well. It's a little bit of a Thraben Inspector. It's way less aggressive because you get a 0-3 other than a 1-2. But it's also in a color that kind of wants this. It sort of reminds me of it's like a blue Wall of Omens almost. I have to pay an extra, but you know. Bitter Reunion is a good card, I think. It can also haste out a Mere Battlesphere. Fire Islet is one of the weaker cyclers. There's also Sensei's Divining atop and Mana Leak. But Bitter Reunion Mere Battlesphere is a combo. And it also helps me to put stuff in my graveyard for cards like Goblin Welder or the Ready. And it digs me 2 cards deeper to Shellock. So these artifacts would be okay, but I kind of want to try Bitter Reunion. I think it's a pretty good card. Does a lot of things. Put stuff in my graveyard. Digs me deeper through my deck. Gives me your Battlesphere haste. Can give also something if I end up with a Blightsteel and I want to play it. It's much better to have that thing getting haste. You have to have access to an extra mana, of course. But, ooh, Sunring Titan. Another good Tinker target. I think it's slightly better than Ledger Shredder here. And this Talisman is on color, would be good, but I kind of like having another great, not only Tinker target, but also Goblin Welder target. And I think this is a pretty weak equipment. I'm gonna take Through the Breach because you never know. It's Through the Breach Sunring Titan isn't horrible, and it's not even that. You can also sometimes Through the Breach Mere Battlesphere. Because if your opponent doesn't have a block, your opponent takes 12. But I would prefer like Emrakul. I may not play this, but I think I need a little bit more for that. And here I like Karn. I think it's gonna be a fine card here. Right now I'm putting Through the Breach in my side, but I just don't think these cards are enough. But this is looking like a pretty good deck. So I think that I like the changes in this cube much more than the last one. I think some of the additions, also like Bowmasters, are like just no-brainers, but still. Alright, I'm gonna take Wormcoil here. Let's see if I play it. I think that if I don't have any way to abuse it, it's not good enough. I could take Mishra's Factory because it creates an artifact for Tinker. I'm not gonna play on these other cards. I think that I need my mana to be very good before I can play Factory. And right now I don't have any mana fixing. I could have taken the Talisman. I just thought that Thundering Titan was a more necessary card here. Okay, so now there is Bone Crusher, which is fine. Treasure Cruise, which is fine. Here I'm gonna take the mana fix. I just think that this is just such a good card. It also, let's say if I end up with Script Mine Crucible, it's very nice to have a fetch land to have some additional ways to quote-unquote abuse Crucible. And if I get Volcanic, I'd basically have 2 ways to get a dual. But it also always just fixes me for Basic Island or Basic Mountain. Now here is the Blightsteel. I don't think it's necessary to take it here. I already have good Tinker targets, and I don't need to play a card that's only good if I have that. I think that a card like Preordain is gonna make my deck so much more consistent. I like it more than like Mind Collapse and Dragonsword Channel. Cards I could put in my deck. But I have a lot of ways to cost Tinker now. I have Hard Evidence, Mox, Mana Vault, Karn. So I don't really need to take like a Revoker. I think just Preordain is a very good card here. Okay, here I'm gonna take Fiery Confluence. I think this card is just awesome. It does everything. It's a sweeper when you need it. It's artifact removal. I can randomly finish a game. Let's say I get to attack a little bit with Mere Battlesphere. Then my opponent sweeps the board and I can use Fiery Confluence. This card I'm a little skeptical about. I don't think it's powerful enough, but I think Fiery Confluence is better than Cryptic Command. Alright. Hullbreaker Horror. I don't want that. I already have expensive cards I could hardcast if I end up with that mana. You can't tinker for that. There is Imperial Recruiter, which right now doesn't give me anything. A Braid. I think I like a Braid here. Another interaction card is nice. So deals with a lot of disparate things. And as I said in the earlier video, I don't like Blues Unseen. I think it's just too bad. Mindslayer is just The problem with Tuskar, you still have to spend 4 mana to get the ability. Okay, this is interesting. Here's 4 cards I really want. Emrakul for Through the Breach. Goblin Welder to go with my already good cards. Or Expressive Iteration, just a great card. It's tough. So Goblin Welder right now is great with Bitter Reunion. Other than that, I don't have much. Emrakul is only good with Through the Breach. I think I'm going to take Expressive Iteration, and I'm probably going to wheel one of these 3 cards, and I'll take anyone. But the Expressive Iteration gives me some more card advantage. It clears 2 cards away from Shelldock. I guess Emrakul with Shelldock is nice, but there's no way for me to set it up. I'll take Expressive Iteration and hope to wheel something. Mystical Tutor I like here. It's going to give me Tinker. So that's a good addition. I think I like it more than anything else. I just picked up a Braid, so I don't need Chain Lightning as bad. This is an artifact, but it's a little slow, I think. Mystical Tutor is going to be good here. Alright, is Murktide really any good here? I have a lot of spells. And Berg isn't anything special. Lines of Dive I don't think does much. Pentad Prism is okay to ramp out all of my stuff, and then I can maybe tinker it away, but I think I kind of like Murktide here. Workshop, probably not good enough, right? I have some, but not enough. Van Dynamo is kind of bad. Might just take Workshop, you never know. So if I knew I was gonna get like Sneak Attack in the last pack, I would have been pretty happy with the Emrakul, but thing is, just having a Emrakul does absolutely nothing unless I draw Through the Breach. That's the problem. And Through the Breach does something with Summoning Titan, but not necessarily enough. It depends on how my opponent's mana situation looks like. And Goblin Welder, I don't think is maximized in this deck. Okay, there's Treasure Cruise, Relic, Incinerate. I kind of like Relic against Reanimator. Mind Collapse or Revoker or Blightsteel. I think I take Blightsteel, and then I have, maybe I can play like Through the Breach. Also Tinker for Blightsteel with Bitter Reunion. Alright. Oh, we did with Goblin Welder, okay. We'll put it here for now. I mean, I may end up with enough stuff. Weld in Blightsteel. Actually, you can't. Never mind. In Pentad Prism. You actually can't weld in Blightsteel because of it's a replacement effect. We shall see. You can Through the Breach. It problem is, of course, if you won't got blockers, it may not do anything. Oh, another Mox. Nice. Would love me an Urza Saga, but I don't think that's gonna wheel. There's also Outcome, which is I think not good enough. Underworld Breach, but Lions of Diamond I didn't take. And I didn't take Brain Freeze, so I'm just gonna take another Mox. And this is a very good Tinker deck at this point. Yeah, I like Counterspell here. I think I might end up taking like a fixer, then the mana isn't a big problem. Counterspell is good. It's not as good as Mana Drain, of course, but gonna be fine here. Interaction. So do I want to play Pentad Prism? It's a ramp card, but then it leaves behind an artifact you can tinker away. You can maybe weld it away as well, if you have more ways to put cards in my graveyard. We shall see. It's also possible I just cut Through the Breach and Blightsteel. We shall see. Now, Fracture Ent is a good card. Do I want to play Mox Opal here? Do I have enough artifacts for that? Also spell pierce. Not sure I have enough artifacts for Mox Opal. Fractured Identity I could cast with the help of Mox Pearl. Solemn is a little bit too small ball, but it is a card. Helps me ramp a little bit. Let's take Solemn. Pretty solid. Alright, I think I'm gonna take Jace to enable Goblin Welder. It's also just a good card. Slightly better than first, I think. And another Jace, why not? Don't think I have enough artifacts for Mystic Forge or Foundry Inspector. So right now I have 27 cards, but 2 are Moxes and 2 are lands, so I'm actually to 17. Lorien Academy. Or Flash doesn't do anything, because it doesn't give the creature haste. This card makes artifact, which is kind of funny, but I think I can take it into Lorien Academy. And Grim Monolith, not bad. So I could cut Mystical Tutor. Yes, it gets me Tinker, but I really need to play a card that's... It also gets me Through the Breach, I suppose. Maybe I cut Murktide, it seems great. I kind of like the fact that Mystical also gives me Through the Breach if the time is right for that. It can also give me Fiery Confidence if I'm playing against like a mono green deck. That looks like a pretty decent deck here. So there's Saheeli. Create a bunch of 1/1s. I don't know how good that is, but seems fine. Saheeli. Surge enables Goblin Well, but other than that doesn't do that much. Paradoxical. I could do some things. You can like get some of your bangers in play, and then it effectively has haste. Let's say I get a Blightsteel into play, then I can make one of my Moxes into a Blightsteel. And then it also makes a bunch of 1/1s. Not sure. It also triggers off Moxes. Let's play this first, and then I have some Moxes left. I think it's fine. I could cut Through the Breach and Blightsteel. Because Blightsteel doesn't work with the... It doesn't work with Welder. Maybe I cut Blightsteel and Through the Breach. Then I can put in one more card. Let's say I put in like... Foundry Inspector maybe. All right. I think Mishra's Workshop is good. Doesn't help me cast 0 mana cards. I have some 1 mana card, which doesn't do much with. Yeah. Mox Opal is kind of bad, but I can turn on Preordain. Hopefully find a Mox so I can Expressive Iteration. And then Mox with the help of Karn helps me get Mox Opal going. Wurmcoil and Counterspell. I can't cast Counterspell and Wurmcoil is a little slow. I'm going to put both on the bottom here. If I had double blue, I would have kept Counterspell. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I think I play that. And I'm not going to cast Expressive Iteration. I could cast Expressive Iteration and maybe find like a mana vault, but it's a little bit of a waste. Talisman. Okay. Go Karn. Make the construct. And I think I play Mox Opal to make the construct bigger. So it survives like a shock or something. Now Mox Opal is active as well. I'm 1 mana short of casting Mere Battlesphere, but I wanted to do something to the board, I think. Maybe like Bolting Karn as a start, or Sharding. Okay. It's actually better for me because it takes more mana and it deals my opponent too. Oh, how about I just cast Mere Battlesphere, and if my opponent has a sweeper, so be it. I can play Scared. This pumps up the construct to absurd amounts, by the way. So my opponent is dead next turn. Takes 9. It's a sweeper. Then I have Expressive Iteration, so there's some. I'm not completely out of gas. And also my opponent needs to have a sweeper. Or balance. Balance would mind twist my opponent though. So balance wouldn't be like the worst. Yeah, this was a good start. Drawing 2 Moxes is usually a good sign. Okay, Recruiter is not going to be good enough. My opponent needs like a plow or a path, and then you can chump block this card. That's my image. Okay, that's good because now my opponent can copy the Battlesphere. And then my opponent has a lot of blockers. I can still deal 4 to my opponent here, but that was a good play. So I'm not going to be able to attack with everything. Okay, let's start with Expressive Iteration. Take Abrade Saheeli. Doesn't really matter which one I take. So I'm gonna lead with Saheeli. Then I'm gonna Abrade. Take the image so it dies. Doesn't matter the way I do it. And then I can see here. So I make I don't get to deal extra if I make 2 Battlespheres. But make another those, then I do it like this. Seems good. Opponent is forced to triple chump and also takes 4 free, I mean. And I think if I would have had a sweeper, I would have played it last turn. Oh, yeah. Alright, so what is my opponent playing? Seems to be some sort of yes guy, good card. Could be it's very likely to be a twin deck. My opponent couldn't afford to get the twin combo going because too much pressure. This is a sorcery. If it were an instant, I could see boarding it in against the twin combo, but not right now. Relic doesn't seem to do much. I'm just gonna hope that I'm fast. Also, I have some interaction, not in my hand, but this hand is clearly good enough. With a turn 3 Tinker for maybe like a Sunring Titan. I think Sunring Titan looks like it's going to be great in this matchup because my opponent had so many colors. Mox here would be awesome. No, that's not bad either. It's, I don't think I need to fin my deck. Oh, that's okay. Doesn't bother me. The reason why I don't want to fin is because I don't really know which color I want here. I'm gonna leave with Prism, of course, so I can tinker it away next turn. Alright, my opponent is not doing anything. Okay. Okay, so what I could do, I could just do that. I could cast Foundry Inspector and then play Academy and Tinker. I'm just gonna Tinker for Sundering Titan. Blow up all my opponent's lands. Done. Then Mentor is a lot weaker. Because if my opponent allows Sundering Titan, I would have to kill 2 of my own lands, but what are you gonna do? Alright, I think cast card, construct, and I can probably attack. Safe. Well, clear as well. Why not? Ooh, I like Counterspell. I don't think I need Opal. While it would be okay, I think Counterspell is the nail on the coffin here. One needs like Time Walk plus something more. Okay. That's a good start on the play here, and very nice hand. Bit Reunion. Even help me flip Jace because you can put a card in your grave with ability and then sack Bit Reunion at some point to get an extra card. But Jace it up here. Not too many cards I can flashback with Jace in my deck, but it's nice to have extra access to Tinker if my opponent counts. Okay. Start living. Yes, there's no Force Spike in the cube. Go ahead and do this. There is Tinker. Okay. Do that next turn. Because with Jace, you can be a little more. There's a different version of Jace, almost. Yes, I kind of want to Tinker before I do anything else, just because then I'm not going to draw any of my targets. And I think the card I get is going to be Thundering Titan here. I think I want to play a land first to play around days. Let's get Thundering Titan. Let me give Thundering Titan haste here. And next turn I can flip Jace as well if I absolutely need to, but I don't. Okay, so blue-white. Not sure my opponent's playing a control deck, but Relic doesn't do much against Rona. It doesn't look like my opponent was Reanimator. Could put in Murktide as an extra threat. Doesn't strike me as a fantastic card against blue-white. Murktide's pretty weak against bounce, and blue-white can have cards like Teferi, small Teferi. And also has a lot of removal. Here I'm gonna ship this, just too weak. It's too weak. Alright, this is better. I don't have. I can go turn 1 Tinker. Let's put Fire Conference on the bottom. It's not even clear that's particularly good. Of course, there are spell pierce, but see if my opponent F6. Yeah, does not. I'm gonna go for it because I don't have much else to do. I'm not sure I'm gonna get Sundering Titan here. I think that probably it's better to go near Battle Sphere because that kills my opponent in 2 hits. Or Sundering Titan will just blow up a land. And that might be good enough, but my opponent might metamorph my Battle Sphere. But how was I supposed to know? Okay. Oh. That's a lot of mana. I think I'm gonna play a Mountain though. Well, so I'm pretty happy I took Mirror Battery or Sundering Titan because blowing up an island I don't even have done that much. One has been rebuilding pretty good though. Turn 1 Tinker. Maybe Lights would have gotten there. One has almost infinite mana. Larian taps for free. Monolith taps for free. Workshop taps for free if it's artifact. So my opponent could cast a 12 mana spell here, I think. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. And can cast a 9 mana non-artifact spell. So my opponent could cast Ugin. Walking Ballista would be not actually good for me because I'm going to blow up my mirrors and then I'm going to have a hard time attacking. Looks like a Walking Ballista. Yeah, for 6. And I think you need to kill my. Ooh. So if I play Jace, it's just gonna die to Ballista. And if I play Jace and bounce Ballista, my opponent then kills my mirror and Jace. So that doesn't seem great either. I think what I do is I go to attack. My opponent needs to kill some mirrors here, I think. Otherwise, yeah. But then I can attack with the Battle Sphere. Yeah. And then Jace can do its thing, hopefully. Okay. So now, let's see if my opponent Champ blocks. Oh, okay. This doesn't, that's what build it is. I think what I do is cast Jace and Rainstorm, see to find like a counter spell. These cards back. I can cast Bitter Reunion. I'm not gonna play Goblin Welder. I can also give Goblin Welder haste. Because if I play Goblin Welder, my opponent can just ping it down with Ballista and still attack Jace, so strike me as good. And now I might have a window where Bitter Reunion with haste ability can do its thing. Although, looks like my opponent has something here. Okay, my opponent has a lot of mana. But sweet spot is, the good thing is that my opponent may not be able to attack Jace because then might die to the Battle Sphere, so there is that. So if my opponent has nothing in hand, which I don't know how likely that is, but then my opponent cannot kill Jace, and then I should be in very good shape. My opponent could be in a spot where you can pump up Ballista, kill Jace with the pings, and then still jump up, but then Walking Ballista goes away at least. Okay, Smuggler's Copter doesn't matter, I don't think. I guess it matters somewhat, because my opponent could have attacked Jason, but then couldn't crew, okay. So let's see, so if I bounce Ballista, my opponent can crew in response. If I just attack, my opponent can also crew and jump. So I think I'm gonna Brainstorm here. Let's see, so there's nothing I can do with Welder right now. Bounce Ballista upon Cruise Copter kills Jace, or not. I think I'm gonna Brainstorm, because the haste of Bitter Reunions is gonna open up the door for some good stuff. Okay, so Mountain and Island on the bottom. Then I can attack and so my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 mana. So yeah. But if my opponent ever kills Mere Battle Sphere, then I can bring it back with Welder. Or I guess my opponent could kill Welder in response to cracking Hard Evidence. I think I want 1 mana short, pump up Ballista to 5/5. I think, I'm not sure. But yeah, but now Copter goes away, and then my opponent can trade Ballista for Battle Sphere, but that's not that bad for me. News for 1 here. Oh, I guess not uses the ability, fine. Okay, so Hard Evidence here. Jumper. Yes. I think I can play a land here. I need to draw something here, I think. I'll draw a land. And you can pump up Ballista a lot, but 3, 4, 7. So my opponent can pump Ballista to 6/6. Crack a clue, I have enough artifacts for Academy. I guess if I bounce Ballista, Hole is just dead, right? So my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 mana. So if I bounce, that's 10 mana. If I bounce Ballista, I think my opponent is dead. But even if my opponent is not dead, I can play Welder and get back Battlesphere. And then my King's attack might beat the Reunion. Although I would have to. So I'm not sure what my opponent is doing here. If you can't get Battlesphere, you are just dead to abilities. Okay. We'll see in the finals. Alright, I think this is a very solid hand. I think Preordain or Amon should find me an artifact so Mox Opal gets turned on, and this is not great, but it's a card that you can use to good effect later in the game. And right now I have access to 5 mana in total on turn 3, so I can dig towards almost anything. It's like I could be in a round, but way give me red mana with Mox Opal if I have Monolith in play, because I can turn it on and then I have Metalcraft. Foundry Inspector and Sahil. There's some okay cards, but I don't love any of those. None of these cards seems that good to me. I put both on the bottom. Alright. Interaction. So what do I do next turn? Do I hold open interaction or do I cast Monolith? Well, because I don't have any action in my hand, I'm kind of inclined to keep open. Oh, this could be bad for me. Yeah, certainly is. Okay, so I'm in trouble now. I can't counterspell or remand a creature comes off sneak attack, so I'm just gonna have to hope my opponent has nothing, which doesn't seem likely. Oh man, gold spam. Okay, well, it's not working out so well. At least I didn't get sneaked, but when your opponent plays sneak, you're not really looking to hold open counter spells, but would have been good. So I could play Jace, but then if I bounce like gold spam, my opponent just replays it and kills Jace. I can activate Factory, and then I have Metalcraft for Mox Opal, then I can cast that. That's probably worth it. So let's do this. Then play Mox Opal. Cast Welder, and then my opponent's gonna get to have gold spam for a while, but my opponent has basically infinite mana with the gold spam. The thing is, if my opponent draws an expensive card, I can counter it. That's not a creature. If my opponent draws an expensive creature, you could have just sneaked it into play. So it's not like my opponent getting to do gold spam things is that bad for me. I mean, it's not great, but you're gonna can have that. Remon's a cycle, but would like to get an artifact so I can play Jace and keep and counterspell the Goldspan on the way back. Okay, Wormcoil is not horrendous. If I cast Wormcoil, I'm gonna have to leave down the shields. But I think that's fine. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm one blue mana short of. I could cast Jace and Ramon Goldspan, but then my opponent can't actually redo the thing again. Yeah. Or I can play Wormcoil. It's fine. My opponent could also sneak, but that seems less. Alright. Cast Jace. Oh wait, I don't have Metalcraft. Okay, well. I can remand either my opponent's remand or my own Jace. I think I remand my own Jace. I'm glad I didn't cast Wormcoil though. So now I get to keep Jace. My opponent doesn't get to draw a card. But yeah, we are. I might as well attack here. I won't sneak something in and blocks. Like that's not gonna happen. Alright, well, Enlightened to do you have an artifact creature? Oh yeah, I'm dead. Triplicate Titan. That was a card I was thinking about earlier when I said that's a good Tinker card. Okay, so now I'm dead. Go to sideboard. That's a good card with Sneak because you get the free fruit when it dies. So it's a decent card to sneak into play. We have not welded this because my opponent didn't have an artifact in graveyard, but you can also weld away your opponent's artifact sometimes. Alright, so what do I do? Relic doesn't seem to do anything. Yeah. Alright. Sure, this hand is okay. It's not great, but it's fine. Leave it scoring turn that way. If I draw an island, I can hold up counterspell. But I can just play prison. But I'm not gonna fetch end of turn. I don't want to thin my deck of an island here. Oh, it also has Shelldock. Okay. Didn't look like my opponent was that good of thinning away cards. I think I'll go island into prison. Then could even cost counterspell if I absolutely have to, but I don't want to, but I could. Also costs Solemn. It runs into Remando. So I think if I miss on land, which I kind of did preordain. Okay, Express Rejection is good, but this is a little too slow here. I think it might be. I think it's fine. And I think I'll go pass here. It's somewhat like my opponent's Ramon. It seems unnecessary to cost something here. That's fine. Definitely not casting Solemn into that. Let's see if this is a brainstorm without a shuffle. So in that case, it was just cycling almost. Sure. I think I need to save my counterspell for something like a sneak or through the breach. So I kind of like Express Iteration here to hit my land drops. Yeah, so Fiery Confluence is okay, but I think I'm just gonna take the 2 lands. Still passing here. Down to 26 cards, which is a little concerning considering Shelldock. But can't afford to counter the setup cards here. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's cast Mox Ruby. Cast Mox Opal. You have access to 9 mana. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could cast Mirror Bathysphere and then counterspell. Or I can play Foundry Inspector into Fallen. I think that's a little better. Because I kind of want my opponent to tap a little lower. This puts 5 power on the board. But it's kind of harder for my opponent to do nothing. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have your sneak. Ooh. Okay, so I have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. I can lead with Jace, I think. And then if I hit a land, I can still cast Battlesphere. I don't wanna. So I could also play Wormcoil this time. Let's just put Monolith and Battlesphere back. Cast Wormcoil, Forts, Shelldock. So Battlesphere or Fiery Confluence. I think at this point, I think I'd rather have Fiery Confluence. It might just kill my opponent. If you want to sneak something in and block, that's fine. It means that I'm not getting attacked by it. So I think that the fact that I have Fiery Confluence under Shelldock means that I want to push damage if I can. And it's not like my opponent blocking Solid that bothers me. And my opponent killing Foundry Inspector doesn't bother me either. So if I can survive this turn, things are looking better. Alright, here we go. Torrential Gearhawk, flashbacking Rainstorm. Yeah. Pocket with Wormcoil. But it does take my opponent towards more creatures. Not the most scary start though. And Brainstorm doesn't, if you don't like the cards you're getting with Brainstorm, you have no option of shuffling by itself. I guess this does enable Sheldock Isle also. So yeah, might be in trouble here. No, my opponent is on 24 cards still. That was before my opponent put cards back. I thought it was for some reason removed 2 cards. My opponent is not on Sheldock. Would be in my turn, but Sheldock is tapped. Oh, Time Twister. So my opponent voted for Embark. Okay, well, the vote is in. That's not good. Because I will draw 7 cards with Sneak in play. Sure, I can probably win next turn, but I do have a Wurmcoil left. So there is nothing. Means that if I'm getting attacked on the ground, I'm on a virtual 25. But so yeah. This is basically the new Time Twister. It's 2 green-blue Time Twister basically. It's like a cursive portal. You can always just vote for Embark, and then it doesn't matter what your opponent votes for. I mean, the caster, that is. You can try return, and your opponent may not cooperate. So, 4 mana Time Twister. Good in Storm, good with Shieldred. Although your opponent could decline to draw 7. If, let's say your opponent has Shieldred in play, if your opponent is dead to drawing 7, your opponent could just say no. So I'm getting the feeling that I might not be dead just now because my opponent just costs Fateless, and that's usually a sign that opponent needs stuff. Okay, here we go. Fury. Okay, that's good, but it's not the end of the world. Kills Jace and okay, 1 to Wurmcoil and 2 to Jace. Okay, so I'm gonna. Oh yeah, now you can attack. Okay. What happens if I don't block? I take 11. I kind of don't want to, but if I block, I do. Those cards are going away at the end of turn. Then I get to attack with Wurmcoil. So I can take 11 here, right? That seems fine. I think I want to keep my Wurmcoil. Okay. So, let's see. Do I have a Fiery Confluence? I think my opponent might be dead here. Let's assume my opponent has nothing. Alright, let's start by casting Hard Evidence. It's mana neutral with Academy. The Academy. That's 4, 7. I wanna lure out a counter spell here. Let's cast Thundering Titan. Oh, it costs 1 less. I think one can't really afford to let this resolve if you got a counter spell, so should be good here. Yoink and yoink. Then I can play the Reunion. I may not even have to cast Sheldock card. Shallow Grave puts back Torrential Gearhawk. And flashbacks. Something. Sure. Flashback. Oh, my opponent is fighting here. But so if you put back Fury with Shallow Grave, I mean you flashback Shallow Grave with. Okay, so my opponent draws 7 here. Just destroy the Gearhawk in response. Oh, it's a Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I don't need to do that. Crap. Bitter Union, give all nothing's haste. So I don't even need to cast Fire Confluence. Okay, so maybe Relic is good then because my opponent had Shallow Grave. So yeah, let's put Relic in. And maybe Goblin Welder is kind of a bad card anyway in my deck, and it gets even worse when you have Relic. So let's do that then. It also makes my opponent's Fury even better. Seems unnecessary to like completely get wrecked by Fury if you don't have to. Yeah, I can't keep this unfortunately. It's better. Put an island on the bottom. Did my opponent? My opponent just passed it. I'm not gonna go Reanimator here. Or did my opponent just mess up? Maybe my opponent is trying to put a card in the graveyard, but then I have a Relic. The MVP sideboard card. Okay. So yeah, I mean. Preordained. These cards on the bottom. Figure I eventually draw red source. Now I don't have any red cards in my hands. A little greedy to do that, but it's fine. I get to get rid of a card here. I'm not gonna panic and crack Relic just to prevent my opponent from flashback and looting. I think it's more important to keep my opponent's graveyard in check. And it's not like my opponent's flashback and looting matters when I have a Relic too much. Because we both have Shelllock in play, so the question is, do I cast Mana Vault? Or do I chill? I think I chill. Sure, that's fine. I mean, my opponent is not up cards doing this, just up some selection, and I still want to keep my opponent's graveyard in check. Also, once looting is on the stack, it's too late to exile it, but I don't think it's worth it. Ooh. Let's see, so I can go. Tinker. And I think I'm gonna go get Sundering Titan, blow up 2 lands. spell at the ready. So it should be good. Put it on a 3-turn clock. And my opponent has 24 cards in deck, so whatever's under Shelldock better be very good. And be resistant to counterspell. I think the best card that could be underneath Shelldock is Emrakul, because I can't counter Emrakul. And I can't remand. That would be backbreak. But let's hope it's not Emrakul. And if it is Emrakul, maybe my opponent can't get down to 20 cards fast enough. Talisman is fun. Jace and Relic is not exactly a combo, but yeah, it'll be fine. Play my lands here because of the Time Twister. And also now I can have access to both Counterspell and Remand. But yeah, things are looking very good. Supreme Verdict would be pretty good here though. I might as well remand it. There we go. Looks like we're gonna win this draft. With Old Sunring Titan. Alright. Thank you for watching. More cube drafts will be coming.